Hello learners, I'm back again to continue with the topic on Christian ethics. Christian ethics. Christian ethics. In the last lesson, learners, we read from the book of Galatians chapter 5, verse 5 up to 26. Then I gave you an assignment. You are to outline the qualities that a Christian is expected to exhibit. That was your assignment. I hope you have done it. If you have not done it, please stop the video, go and do it, then come back. If you have a problem answering that question, below this video there is a comment section where you can post your questions. If you have any problem answering that question, I'm here to help you. Send your question, then I will answer all your questions. Learners, in this lesson, we are going to outline reasons why we study Christian ethics. Remember, we had defined Christian ethics in our previous lessons. We had said that Christian ethics are simply the principles or the guidelines that determine the conduct of Christian, and they are derived from Christian teachings. Christian ethics, we said, are moral rules that guide the behavior of Christians. In this lesson, I've said we are going to outline reasons why we are going to answer the question, why do we study Christian ethics? Why do we study Christian ethics? Point number one, the first reason why we study Christian ethics, and before I give the reasons, you can remember in the other lesson we highlighted some of the challenges and the issues that Christians and human beings in general face. We highlighted many reasons or many challenges that are faced by human beings. So the study of Christian ethics helps Christians in making moral or ethical decisions on daily basis, because we say these are guidelines that can be used in deciding what is right or wrong. Okay, on the basis of these principles, we can tell what is right from what is wrong. So the first reason why we study Christian ethics is to help us make moral and ethical decisions. To help us make moral and ethical decisions. Ethical and moral decisions. That is on daily basis. Every decision candidate, every decision that human beings make is based on some standard or form. Every decision we make, and we make decisions every day. We make decisions every minute. So all the decisions that we make, every decision that a human being makes is based on some standard or some norm. Therefore, Christian ethics provides a foundation for decision making. If you are faced with a dilemma, you are faced with a challenge in life, then you can refer to Christian ethics as a basis on how that decision can be made. You may have options. You don't know what decision to take. You don't know what action to take. So Christian ethics provides a foundation for making decisions. And I've said decisions, moral decisions, ethical decisions are made on daily basis, For example, You may, as a student, be caught in between obeying your parents or obeying your teachers. You have a choice to obey and also to disobey, all right? Your parent may or guardian may give you instructions to do one or two things, like washing dishes, doing assignments. You have a choice to either obey or disobey. So Christian ethics helps us not only to know what is the right thing to do and the wrong thing to avoid, but also we learn about consequences of doing the right thing and also consequences of doing the wrong thing. So the study of Christian ethics is a basis or foundation for making daily decisions. Number two, the second reason why we study ethics is to stimulate spiritual growth. To stimulate spiritual growth. To stimulate spiritual growth. The study of ethics, the study of Christian ethics, stimulates the spiritual growth of a person since it provides standards by which the Christian or the believer can measure his or her own spiritual growth and development. The Christian ethics gives us the ideal position. So you can look at your life and measure it vis-a-vis or against the ideal. And through that evaluation, you will be able to know your level of spiritual growth. You may, if it is too low, then you may need to adjust. Okay? So it's a stimulant to spiritual growth. Then number three, before number three, I can give examples of, say, I know you are conversant with the commandments, the 10 commandments, all right? So you can read through the 10 commandments and measure your life against the 10 commandments and see out of the 10 commandments, which one have you adhered to. If there is one that you've not adhered to, then that will stimulate you to work very hard so that you can reach or you can be able to obey the commandment that you are not adhering to, like maybe stealing. The commandment says you shall not steal. You shall not steal. So if you are a person who steals, then after reading that commandment, you will be motivated not to steal. So it is like a yardstick. It provides a standard. Okay, ethics provides standards that can measure our own growth and also stimulate us to change and to develop spiritually. Then number three, the third reason why we study Christian ethics is to enable us understand moral implications of the teachings of Jesus Christ. To understand, I've just said, to understand Christian ethics enables us to understand moral implications, of the teachings of Jesus Christ, to understand the moral implications of the teachings, moral implications of the teachings of Jesus Christ. Okay? Jesus Christ in Christian ethics is a perfect example. Is referred to as a perfect example. Is referred to as the ideal to which we strive to emulate. Okay? So Christian ethics enables us to understand the moral implications of the teaching of Jesus Christ, since such teachings were ethical as well as religious. Jesus came up with ethical teachings. He came up with religious teachings. So these are some of the teachings that we'll be going through as we study Christian ethics. Then number 4 is in relation to our daily problems. Number 4 is in relation to our daily problems. We can say that Christian ethics makes us aware of our daily problems. Makes us, number 4, makes us aware of our daily problems. Makes us aware of our daily problems and helps us to be cautious of the decisions we make by illuminating them. Okay? It illuminates our daily problems, and in so doing, we are able to be cautious of the decisions that we make. So Christian ethics provides us with principles that guide us on how we should act based on the Word of God. How we should act based on the Word of God. There are problems. Problems cannot be eliminated. Problems are there to be solved. Christian ethics helps us identify some of these problems, and other than just being aware of these problems, Christian ethics also provides us with principles, guidelines, all right, that we can help or guide on how we should act, how we should solve these problems based on the Word of God. The last point, learners, is that Christian ethics provides us with principles that guide us on how we should act based on the Word of God. Okay? Provides us, Christian ethics, I've said, provides us with principles, provides us with principles. Principles are rules, principles are guidelines. So the ethics provides us with principles that guide us on how we should act. Principles that guide us on how we should act based on the Word of God. Based on the Word of God, because remember, Christian ethics is based on the scriptures. That's the teachings of Jesus Christ. So, and you see, this point is related to this one. Christian ethics makes us be aware of our daily problems. Then, other than just being aware of our daily problems, Christian ethics provides us with guidelines, okay, or principles that guide us on how we can solve these problems. How you can solve these problems. And the solutions that we get, these solutions are based on the Word of God, not just whatever you think or anything else, but the Word of God has solutions to most of our moral problems, and that is why we study Christian ethics. In this lesson, learners, we've highlighted 5 reasons why we study Christian ethics. Number 1, Christian ethics helps us make moral and ethical decisions on daily basis. We've said every decision that human beings make is based on some standard or some norm. Therefore, Christian ethics provides a foundation for decision making. Whether you are a Christian or not, every decision that you make is based on some belief, okay? Because you cannot act, you cannot behave before thinking, all right? Thought or belief precedes behavior or action. That is a fact. Whether your thinking is based on Christian ethics or not, whatever decision you make, whatever way you behave, whatever actions, your actions, in fact, your belief, your actions, I'm saying your actions can reveal your beliefs. By looking at or considering how a person acts, one can tell the belief system of such a person. So it is through the Christian ethics, these Christian ethics, that Christians or those who adhere to these ethics, it is through these ethics that decisions are made, daily decisions are made. Every decision that a human being makes is based on some standard. We also said it stimulates spiritual growth. Christian ethics stimulates spiritual growth. The study of Christian ethics stimulates the spiritual growth of a person, since it provides standards by which the believer can measure his or her own spiritual growth or development. So it can stimulate you to work hard so that you can attain certain spiritual level, all right? It also enables us to understand moral implications of the teachings of Jesus Christ. Through Christian ethics, we know the consequences, the effects, the implications of obeying the teachings of Jesus Christ, or the implications or the effects of disobeying them. That is what Christian ethics does. We've also mentioned, number 4, it makes us be aware of our daily problems, and also it helps us provides us with the principles that guide us on how we act based on the Word of God. So that will mark the end of our today's lesson. In our next lesson, we'll learn more on Christian ethics. Thank you and bye-bye.